Alex, you fought Jon Jones before. You fought Daniel Cormier before. Who's the tougher fight?
No, the guy right to me. He's the tough opponent, but that makes the whole thing much more funnier for me.
Did you beat DC as well?
But I will beat you. I will beat you.
No, I mean, we had a close fight. Do you consider that you get ripped off in the DC fight as well?
It was a split decision. I lost, but I will beat you, John.
But you did beat me, but you lost to DC.
Whatever it is, yeah, I did, but I beat you.
What about Anthony Johnson? Did you beat him?
No, but I still beat you, John.
What about
it's
Phil
all
Davis?
about our fight.
What about Phil Davis? Did you beat him too?
No, I beat you.
I'm just trying to give you a psychological value.
That's the only thing that counts. Nothing else, John.
Just making sure.
It's just the past.
Just back to Jon as well. DC's been talking this week about potentially wanting a third fight with you, maybe at heavyweight. Is that of interest? Would you like that fight?
I would fight DC at heavyweight, but I feel like I have nothing to prove. I've beaten him twice, and I feel like fighting him at heavyweight is putting all the cards in his favor. Yeah, I have nothing to prove against Daniel Cormier. I always say that a lot of this fighting is not personal to me. You know, my goals are just to be great. It's not about these individual rivals. So me challenging Daniel Cormier would be making it a personal thing. If he had beat me, then I could see me challenging him. But it's like I've done enough to that guy. I'm going to let him breathe easy and enjoy some of his stuff.
You know, I am in an interesting spot in the UFC. You know, I feel like I'm a polarizing athlete, and it's just gonna follow me. You know, it's gonna follow me. The way I deal with that is by waiting for USADA and now VADA to continue doing their research of what's going on in my body, and I think through their study I'll be vindicated. And just continue trying to stay on the right path, you know, trying to do the right things and just focus on the things I can control.
Whatever this guy's saying, it's just bullshit. He's just terrible, man. This guy is terrible, I'm telling you. He's terrible. You know, I'm here to fight. It was nothing else. I was just here to fight. But the thing is, I'm just like, you know, I'm flexible. It's all good. But, you know, we have friends, family, fans coming into downtown having plans. They have their budgets, and they have to like reschedule. We're planning everything, whatever. I mean, whatever this guy is saying, you can't take it serious. You can't take it serious at all. He's just terrible. He is terrible, and he will eat it. He will eat it on Saturday night. I'm telling you, he will eat everything on Saturday night.
Elements. I'll ask you again. Do you believe Jon Jones is a cheater?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Man, this guy is not confident. He has to put shit in his body to be confident. That's how he is.
So Dana, wanted to ask you, has there been any compensation that's going to be given to the fighters since they'll have an increased income tax fighting in
Any
California?
conversation, what?
Compensation for the increased income tax in California for the other fighters?
Who's going to pay my income tax in California?
And also the increased medical costs.
What?
And the increase for the medicals for California State.
Yeah, it is what it is. It's either that or not fight. Nobody gets paid and nobody does anything. It is what it is. We had to move it. And listen, it's costing everybody more money. It is what it is.
So me, I was no genius throughout schooling. So I'm learning all these things about pictograms and picograms. See there, exactly. I'm learning as we speak. I'm still learning what this stuff is. And the funniest thing is someone trying to convince me as an undefeated fighter that I'm not confident because of a pictogram. Say it again. Say it with a pictogram.
You have illegal shit in your body, Jon.
I think this is so funny that the person who lost is making an excuse of a microscopic chemical that is, instead of just saying Jon Jones's balls is way bigger than mine, and that's why he beat me.
That's why I have positive piss tests, huh?
This
Because
guy.
I have no balls.
This guy
who has the smallest balls here? You and me.
This guy is.
I'm the not have illegal shit in my body.
This guy.
I say I have balls. You don't have balls, my friend.
This guy has found.
You get illegal shit in your body.
This guy has found a way to justify why he lost. It's hilarious.
I heard you and Jeff Nowitzki say, and Andy Foster said it as well, that you are 100% sure that this isn't as a result of a new ingestion. This is the same metabolite that was in his system back in July of 2017. The question I don't seem to find the answer to is, how do you know that?
Because that's what the experts are saying. The experts are telling us that's what they do. How else would I know? The experts are telling us.
And I don't expect you to know, but who are the experts?
Ask Nowitzki. Call Nowitzki and set up an appointment to have an interview with him. He'll tell you.
Ariel, I can help you with that.
You know, you probably can't, actually. You let Nowitzki answer that question for you.
I would love to.
Nowitzki's the expert on that. Jon Jones is calling it a pictogram, for Christ's sakes. Okay?
Unfortunately, he's not
I don't
here.
think he can answer that question. So talk to Nowitzki.
Okay. He's also said that there's 12 to 14 other cases of this happening.
Yeah, you got to talk to Nowitzki. If you want to talk drugs, talk to Nowitzki.
Okay. Can I just ask Jon what he wanted to say? Jon, what did you want to say?
I'm going to take the advice of my boss and have you talk to Jeff.
Yeah, let Nowitzki talk about that.
Okay.
I think through science, I think I will be vindicated. I've passed the polygraph test. With pretty much the FBI, which means if I was lying, I go to jail for perjury. I passed a polygraph test, saying that I've never intentionally taken anything illegal to enhance myself. And now that science is starting to show itself, you will realize that, I mean, half the people that are judging me haven't opened a chemistry book since high school. And so, I mean, it's true. It's so true. And so people are ignoring the fact that a picogram, people are ignoring the fact this shit is so small that it almost should have never been brought up. It's so small. It's such a small amount. It has no effect. And there is something in my system that is microscopic, that is so small that does not help me do shit. There we go. A soul. I like that. And there's no reason to come at you, Sada, about this. What I am is a guinea pig for our sport. What I'm finding out is that this shit is happening all across sports. There's so many athletes right now that has the M3 metabolite in their body, and it's coming in pulses and it's coming in waves. But my situation is the most public. But the reason why I'm here today being able to fight is because it gives me no advantage. Science is getting so good that they're finding shit. I guarantee you there's many people in the audience that has shit that's on the ban list that's never done any type of steroid, that wouldn't even know what this shit is. So the fact of the matter is, there is something in my bloodstream. It does not give me any advantage, and I'm grateful that USADA found it, because I'll be able to educate myself and know more about it. And for fighters in the future, it's going to help out a lot of people. I think the science is just so strong. They're finding shit that you know, it's like, it's hard to explain. But I know for a fact that this is going to help fighters of the future and our sport. And no one said it should be easy being who I am. I accept the difficulty in it, and I'm up for the challenge. And like I said, through science, I feel like I'll be vindicated. So no worries. This is all going to be a blessing in disguise for me.
And last question for Dana: how big this is? Like, is this the biggest female MMA fight in the history?
Yeah, this is for the baddest woman on the planet. 135 versus 145, both champions. Two of the baddest women in the world. We'll see. I mean, anytime you can put together a super fight with two legit champions, it's what I love, man. Love it.
I mean, if you win this, do you believe this solidifies that you are, no question about, the best of all time in the women's division?
You know, You know, everybody always try and say I'm the best fighter in the world. You know, I'm the baddest one. You know, I always like to, my fans said that. I like to go to the octagon and do my best I can, be violent, be everything I can do there, and get the win and get my belt back home. But what if my fans gonna say about me? This is important for me.
But I'll say though, but in your mind, do you believe you're the greatest of all time?
I train really hard for me, can do my best there, and then I always let my fans say that. If my fans said that, maybe I can believe that.
For me, since day one, always was business, you know. You can see from my posters, you can see from my social media, all business. I don't know her.
You know, I don't have anything against Amanda. All the time people ask me, you do like fight Amanda? I say, man, I don't want, because she's Brazilian, she's the champion, but everybody make this fight happen. You know, I just feel like it's so hard that you be the champion, and I know if after Saturday I beat her, nobody gonna look at her like the champion 135. And this is how
But I'm still gonna have the belt at home. I still go down and defend my belt.
I know, I'm saying, let me finish. And then
I still gonna have my belt. I'm gonna fight you and go down to 35.
Let me finish. And then that's it, you know. But you know, she's pushed this fight so long. We supposed to fight Amanda after Holly home. And then we supposed to fight after I beat Yana Knoskaya. We supposed to fight July. We supposed to fight September. And she's having injury. She say, you know, tomorrow Saturday gonna be the day. And I'm ready. And they're gonna be amazing fight. And I don't have anything against her. You know, we're just gonna fight Saturday. And I do my best I can and back my belt to home. In Jesus' name.
That's it.
Thank you. But ultimately, something else I'd like to say is hey to my buddy Alex from Texas, who wasn't able to be here as a result of the venue change, but looking forward to seeing him soon.
What happened with Alex?
Well, you know, he's a buddy of mine. He's 11 years old, I think, and he was getting ready to go to. They were coming to Vegas, and then with the venue change, they weren't able to. It's pretty expensive. Like my wife had to get a plane ticket from DC to here with like 3 days' notice. It went from like normal $250 to about $800. Which wasn't great, but fortunately we won, so we can afford it for now. Yeah, other than that, that was a shame that he wasn't able to be here, but I was glad to be able to get a good result for my fans and my friends. You know, it's tough as a fan of his. You know, I feel I can understand both perspectives. You know, obviously he's a little bit older, but also the game has continued to evolve, you know, and unless it's difficult and it's evolved, we've stood on his shoulders, you know, so it's not as if people could get to where we are without the Fedor Emelianenko's, without the BJ Penns, and I think it's very important to remember that, but it's also tough if everyone's gotten to watch you fight for 15 years and also figure out what you're up to, and then on top of that, copy a bunch of what you're up to still be able to win generation after generation is very challenging. And BJ went through multiple generations of fighters, and I know that he's still got plenty left. It's just a question of whether or not, I guess, he wants to do that. But I can also understand the perspective for people who say, hey, man, you've done enough already. Why take the risk? Why take the physical toll? But ultimately, telling another person what to do with their life, I'm not very comfortable with that.
If they want me to fight Kat again and prove something, that's fine. If they want me to fight somebody else, we'll fight them. If they want me to fight the winner, we'll fight them. Like, I don't really freaking care. Like, let's sign featherweights. If you want me to fight somebody else, let's actually sign some featherweights. If you want me to rematch with Kat and prove something more, let's do that as well. Like, I really don't care. I just want to fight. And, you know, if you speak to my coaches, like, we have this mentality. We walk into the gym every day, and you know, I walk into the gym every day with the mentality that I'm the baddest motherfucker on the planet, and that's what I'm working towards. And like, I honestly believe that I'm one of the best in the world in this division, and I hope that I can start getting the respect that I deserve.
Got the finish.
You've been saying it really all week that he's only really lost to the best fighters in the division. Well,
Yeah.
Now you're among that class.
Yeah, exactly right.
What do you want next? Who do you want next?
Mate, I called out Max Holloway, not because I think, oh yeah, I'm definitely the next in line. You know, obviously Moicano and it was probably the next in line, but he missed weight. And then you're hearing a lot of people say, you know, what's left for him in this division? He hasn't fought a wrestler really for a while, a good strong wrestler with a big puncher. You know what I mean? And I know he's a gamer, like, and he's the type of guy that he'll. You know, we've all taken. He didn't have to cop that damage that he done, but the fact that he just comes forward and that's his game, You know what I mean? That's why a lot of people got a respect for him, but I just think that's why we're a bad matchup for him. And until he takes out someone like me or Frankie Edgar, then you could say he's took out everyone in the division. I really think that, you know?
So you were pretty vocal on Instagram or Twitter, maybe both, when the location change was first announced a few days ago. Now that the week is kind of behind us, did it play a part? Did it affect anything at all?
The only thing it affected, it messed up one of my weight cut workouts. You know, I was scheduled to be in the PI from 8 to 9 or something like that. They told us ahead of time, schedule your time in the PI as soon as you can. It's gonna, first come, first serve, you know? Like it always does. So I did that weeks ahead. When it was time for me to go, I get a call from the PI saying, Corey, Jon Jones just called and said he want to come in at 8:30, so you're not allowed in the building. What kind of bullshit is that? We're all UFC fighters, right? Well, you can come in, you can work in the cardio room, but you can't go upstairs. Well, I need the ring, I need to work out. I got a fight coming up too. And I'm the type, I do not curse at other adults, you know, I don't go off on anybody. I'm pretty cool, calm, collected. But that was the first time in my career I've ever went off on a UFC employee. And my wife was very upset with me, but that's okay. It bothered me that they treated me like that, you know?
Because you had an appointment already.
Yes, I had an appointment. I did everything like we were supposed to. Weigh in, they say first come, first serve. I got down there. I'm on my way to the scale. Jon Jones is coming in the building. Guess what? Who's on the scale first? Jon Jones. How does that work? First come, first serve. I don't like the fact, like I said, we're all equal. We put our pants on the same way. I put my pants on the same way as you. Only thing different between me and you is I'm a fighter, you're a reporter. We made the same way. You know, my heart might be a little different, and your mind might be smarter. But I don't like the fact that people put one person on the pedestal, you know?
What's it feel like to beat up your hero?
I wouldn't say I beat him up. I mean, the guy, he landed a few shots on me. He had me in a pretty tight armbar. You know, I'd be a liar if I said it was hard. It makes it easier to go out there and compete against a guy you have a lot of respect for. It makes it easy to prepare. You know, when you're a fan of a fighter, it's because you acknowledge their skills. You acknowledge where they're good. You acknowledge their attributes. You know what I mean? So it makes it easy to train for a guy that you've been a fan of because you know how dangerous he is. The guy uses all 8 of his limbs in terms of striking. He's dangerous from his back. He throws a lot of elbows. I was pretty mindful of that tonight, almost too mindful. I think it kind of got me to make a few mistakes. Me thinking that he was kind of winding up to throw some elbows from bottom. You know, but I still have a ton of respect for the guy, man. I can't reiterate that enough. I'm not just some guy saying that because I'm fighting a guy. You know, I'm in a lower generation than he is. So I'm not just some guy saying, oh, I have a ton of respect for him because that's like the cliche thing to say, but I really mean it. You know what I mean? I think the world of the guy, and you know, it wasn't hard for me to go out there and get the job done against him.
I lost my first fight. I trained 3 months, 6 months, I think. I started training MMA. I did my first fight and I lost. And after this day, I trained harder, and I stayed like 13 years undefeated. And then I never said I'm going to be invisible. Like nobody, I'm never going to lose. I never say that. And I just work hard. And I did everything for this fight. You know, I trained hard. I did everything I could. My team did everything. And if it's happened today, it's not my day. I lost. Yeah, you know, it's happened, fight game. You know, it's not the first time I'm going to lose. It's not the last time I'm going to lose. This happened, you know, it's the fight game. Because here, I'm here and doing interview. Because this is sport. And of course, I'm not happy. Of course, I had my heart broke. But I didn't cry. I'm not going to cry because I did everything. I trained really hard. And if today is the day, the Amanda day, and she did her best and she won, you know, and I just going to go back to my gym and train harder and come back, you know.
I know I hit hard. I know, but sometimes you never know, you know. Things can happen. You can be like, you have to be ready for everything. And when I connect my first punch, I saw she got rocked a little bit. And I say, oh, imagine if I connected the next one. And when my coach tell me, like, when you hate her the first time, you're going to go in crazy to try to kill you. And then it was exactly what happened. And that was the key of the fight. Get her to get crazy, to come forward. Like, and then you can connect your overhand and top her jab. And then we train that over and over because we know it's going to happen.
I just hurt my groin in there. And, you know, Jon, he knew exactly what to do to stop my footwork and stop my movement and my flow, you know, my distance. And so he just made sure I couldn't move anymore. That was it. He took me down and I couldn't get up, and yeah, that was it. He got me very, very early in the first round, very early, and after that, I just shut down. You know, I wasn't tired. I had my conditioning in. I felt good. And we had our exchanges and everything, but he just shut me down very early in the first round, and that was it. And I couldn't move at all. So, and I told that to my corner too, and all that. He did exactly what he's supposed to do, and he made sure he won the fight, and all credit to him.
When it comes to Daniel Cormier, he's always quiet unless he's speaking out to discredit me, my legacy, my achievements. You know, every time he opens his mouth, and it works against him. I see the fans' reaction. They're just like, dude, leave Jon Jones alone for once. Dude, he beat you. You sound so bitter. He works his hardest to try to discredit and try to delegitimize the fact that I beat him twice. And the only thing I want to delegitimize as a retaliation is his claim of being a light heavyweight champion. He was never the light heavyweight champion. He never beat me. This has been my era since 2011. I want to make that loud and clear. DC is no champ. When we talk about an asterisk next to my name, there's going to be always an asterisk next to the idea of him being a champ. The only way he can shut me up of what I'm saying right now is to beat my ass. Simple. Me going to heavyweight would be making it extremely personal. And for me, I have no problem with DC. I have a problem when he comes out and says, see, I told you guys he's a cheater. I told you he's a cheater. I have no real problem with DC. I'm not going to go to heavyweight and try to take everything from him and destroy his legacy and all that type of stuff. Is it possible that I could do that? It is possible. But I'm fine having mine and he can have his. DC needs to admit to the people that he was never the light heavyweight champion. Or face me at light heavyweight and shut me up.